Hello Year 6, my name is Mr Pink and I am the Head of Geography at Saltree Village Academy. What I've been asked to do today is to talk to you a little bit about what we do in geography in Year 7 at the Academy. I'm sure you've studied a little bit of geography in primary school, but what we do here is much more detailed. The world is an extremely complicated place. It's a fascinating place, but it is a place that faces all sorts of challenges. And what we will be investigating is some of the challenges it faces and what we can do to maybe manage them. You'll start off by studying where we are in the world. You'll do a little bit about the oceans and continents, which I know most of you have done in the primary school, and then we will go on and look at map skills, using particularly Ordnance Survey maps, measuring distance, using contours, working out where we are using grid references. From that, you'll go on and look at rivers and flooding. If you live in Alconbury or Alconbury Western, you'll know that there is a problem with flooding in the local area. We look at why rivers flood, we look at the effects of flooding, the damage it does to people's properties and to their lives, and what we can do to manage it in the future so the impacts are less than they are now. We go on and look at development, why some countries are wealthy, why some are poor, why some people have good lives and others don't. And we look at what people's lives are like, and again we look at what we can do to make people's lives better. The next thing you may study is tectonic hazards, earthquakes, volcanoes, tsunamis, where they happen, why they happen, what we can do to manage the effects. We can't stop them, but what we can do is maybe make it a little bit safer. We look at the oceans. What lives in the oceans, how they have adapted to the dark and the cold and the lack of oxygen and the pressure. Again, the effects that people are having on the oceans, the pollution and what have you. And again, what can we do to stop ourselves polluting the oceans? We certainly look at the weather. As I stood here filming this, the skies were blue, the temperatures were sort of 30 degrees and what have you, and yet here we are just into autumn. It shouldn't be like this. And we'll look at the weather, what causes it to be the way it is, and a little bit about how it may change in the future. We'll look at extreme weather events, we'll look at tropical storms, we'll look at droughts, we'll look at maybe at forest fires and tornadoes. And one final thing that we do during the year is we do field work. We go and visit Ramsey, you spend half a day there collecting information and data, interviewing people if we're allowed to interview people, doing traffic counts, looking at the shops and services and what people think about them. Then we bring all that data back to school, we write up the data and we produce it as an investigation. So that was just a little tour through what we do in Year 7 geography. Hopefully you have a better idea, and we look forward to welcoming you to Saltree and to the Geography Department. Thank you, have a lovely evening.